Hi YouTube. Hi YouTube family. So today I'm coming with you guys and having a discussion and having a sit down with me on a topic that's been kind of on my heart. It's kind of been on my heart. So it's really about developing other race friendships, and specifically white friendships and partnerships in the LGBT community as a black gay male. And this is from a black gay male's perspective, and also, just to preface this video, this isn't coming from a place of like bigotry or like hate or anything like that. It's more of a self-awareness thing and a being logical and being rational about what's going on around me and how I am excluded in certain spaces and environments. So, all that being said, I'm probably gonna title this video "I want white allies." I don't want white partners. Like, seriously. So let's get on to it. And the thing to highlight is, I think all men of color, all gay men of color, all LGBTQ people of color experience this exclusion, this aspect of exclusion, where more often than not they are categorized in a hierarchy, right? And in the end, this hierarchy only serves to benefit white gay men. And when I say this, when you go on social media, gay social media apps like Jack'd, like Grindr, like not really like Tinder, like Scruff, like Adam for Adam. There's a bunch of other apps, the gay apps, and they're specifically tailored for white men. Most of them except Jack'd. And a lot of gay men of color are on Jack'd. Yeah, a lot of black gay men are on Jack'd. Let's get that straight. First off, and more often than not, I think that's just by design, just by hierarchy design. And this exclusion trickles down to sexual exclusion. It trickles down to social exclusion, right? It trickles down to dating exclusion. It trickles down to like disparities in the justice system. It trickles down to exclusion in our history and in LGBT history, and how black LGBTQ people have contributed. So let's just get this started. In the aspect of sexual exclusion, so many times I've had black gay male friends who've personally experienced the exclusion. Like, they don't feel welcomed. They don't feel like white men are actually looking at them. And the research backs this up. 100%. White gay males are not looking at them because you have to conform. You have to conform to their standard, right? The Abercrombie Fitch, muscular, beefed up type, or you gotta be a twink. And even when it comes to the fashion, to have to conform to their ideal of fashion, it's all acculturation. And at the end of the day, I can't lose myself. That's one. I'm not losing myself. No. I'm not losing myself in that game. I don't think it's worth it. So, more often than not, black gay men are excluded sexually. And when we are included sexually, it's often from a fetishizing standpoint. The BBC, you have to be a certain build, the certain archetype of, the black gay BBC. You gotta be muscular, you gotta be beefed up, you gotta be tall. And when you don't fit that, you don't get into those circles. Or unless you have money, you could be a Steve Lacy and just have money. You feel me? And be hanging out in LA. But me, little old me, in Las Vegas, In Phoenix, Arizona, no, that's not how that's going. That's not how that's working. So more often than not, even this trickles down to even minority people and how we can exclude people. But I've experienced exclusion from white gay men and Hispanic men as well, even though I'm Hispanic, who've excluded me because I'm black. So it's really hurtful. It really hurts, you know? It really hurts. And more often than not, it's coded in sexual preferences. This sick narrative that it's a sexual preference, right? Even though sexual preferences are socially constructed, right? And LGBTQ people in general want allies, and the problem with this conversation is like when minority men, minority allies, minority LGBTQ people hop in and start really fighting for LGBTQ rights and spaces, we definitely learn that the people, the Marsha P. Johnsons that are putting in the work, are being excluded from history. You feel me? We're being excluded. Oh, it's so gross. And when it comes down to it, when you go to Pride, when you go to the bars, when you go to the clubs, you can feel it. You can feel that they don't really want to be around us. You can feel that they have their nights. You feel me? We have our Saturday nights. We have our, you feel me, our Friday nights. They don't want to serve us with glass cups. They want to serve us with plastic. Oh no, that's some real stuff. That's some real stuff. The racism and the exclusion and the oppression that's specifically felt as a black gay man is so real. And this sexual exclusion often leads to acculturation, right? This idea that other minority men share, you know, the oppressed views, such as, you know, Asian men being submissive, Latino men being machismos, and, you know, so on and so forth. And that's all gross. Like, it's really gross. Like, coding your dating world and sexual preferences really gross. Really gross. It's racism, like, blatantly. And I mean, there's research for it. You want to be an ally, but you don't want to do the research. You don't want to put in the work. I'm not here for that conversation. Let's keep this conversation pushing. So, you have this exclusion aspect, but you also have their privilege, right? How are gay white men privileged, right? How are gay white men privileged? Let's talk about Ed Buck. Let's talk about Ed Buck. Ed Buck was a gay white male, most likely, and he was able to get away with not one, but 2 black sex workers overdosing in his apartment and dying. Prosecutors didn't want to charge him. But you don't have privilege, right? But you don't have a bunch of bars and clubs that primarily cater to you and your needs and your wants and your music. Like, I hated, I think it was 702. Oh, I hated going out there in New Orleans. I would always put my earphones in. I could vividly remember that experience of always putting my earphones in because I was like, I don't want to listen to this music. This is not my music. This isn't me. This isn't me. And so, like, shout out to the page, but like, those spaces where white and blacks intermingled, there was still separation. Unless you were acculturated or you fit their fetish. I don't want to fit anybody's fetish. I don't want people to exclude me out of their history. And I don't want a partner that wouldn't acknowledge that, honestly, and that wouldn't be checking other gay white men. And so more often than not, even if that, you know, certain gay white men don't hold that attitude per se, they still aren't checking any gay white men. So you know what? I need to be allies first, because I'm not for it. I'm not about to do it. I'm gonna be cool with my black man. We gonna be booed up. You feel me? And that's that. But I need allies. I need gay white allies first. And that is the conversation that we can start at. We can start at, you know, making documentaries that are historically accurate. Stonewall, wink, wink. You feel me? I hope that wink was okay. We can start with checking each other for classifying and categorizing certain minorities and people. You feel me? We can start there. Okay? Yeah. That's my video. So, even when it comes down to like stealing our lingo, our culture, you guys do realize when you're talking about a trade, when you're talking about what's the T? Oh, you stole that from us. When you're talking about the voguing and all that, the ballroom culture, no, you don't get rights to that. You don't get rights to that, sis. No, you don't get to say sis. You're not entitled. You're not entitled to those things. No, you don't get to steal minority, black, LGBTQ culture and claim it and use it in your spaces so freely and then exclude us. No, you don't get to do that. You don't get to take advantage of black sex workers and use them to your end. You don't get to do that. No. Oh, I had to come back with that thought. Oh, it was on my mind.